There's a food in Japan that looks exactly like tiny white worms crawling on your plate. And scientists have discovered it might be the closest thing to a fountain of youth that has ever existed on Earth. The people who eat this strange, translucent food every single day are living 20 years longer than the rest of us. And their bodies are aging so slowly that doctors cannot believe what they are seeing. What I am about to share with you will change everything you thought you knew about growing old gracefully. Deep in the mountains of Japan, where morning mist dances between ancient trees, and time seems to move like honey, there lives a community of people who have stumbled upon nature's most incredible secret. These are not wealthy people with fancy medicines or expensive treatments. They are simple folks who discovered something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. Something that looks so unusual that most people would push it away from their dinner table without a second thought. But this peculiar food, which resembles nothing more than a bowl of tiny, transparent worms, has been quietly performing miracles inside human bodies for over 1,000 years. The food I am talking about is called shirataki, and it comes from a plant that grows deep underground like a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Imagine a potato, but instead of being round and brown, this magical root looks like a giant turnip that has been sleeping in the earth for months, growing stronger and more powerful with each passing day. The Japanese people have known about this secret for centuries, but only now are scientists beginning to understand why the families who eat shirataki every day seem to age in reverse. Their skin glowing like morning sunlight, and their energy flowing like a river that never runs dry. When you first see shirataki noodles on a plate, your eyes might trick you into thinking someone has played a strange joke. They are completely clear, like looking through a window made of food, and they wiggle and move in ways that seem almost alive. Children sometimes giggle and point when they see them for the first time, because they look exactly like the earthworms that come out after a gentle rain. But inside these innocent-looking strands lies a power so incredible that researchers are calling it the most important nutritional discovery of the past 50 years. The magic begins the moment these unusual noodles touch your tongue. Unlike regular pasta that fills your stomach with heavy starch and makes you feel sleepy after dinner, shirataki noodles contain almost no calories at all. They are made from something called glucomannan, which sounds like a superhero name, and in many ways, that is exactly what it is. This special fiber acts like a gentle broom inside your body, sweeping away all the things that make you feel tired and old, while feeding the good bacteria in your stomach like a loving grandmother feeding hungry grandchildren. Scientists have spent years studying the people in Japanese villages who eat shirataki every day, and what they found sounds like something from a fairy tale. These people have blood sugar levels that stay as steady as a calm lake, even when they are 80 or 90 years old. Their hearts beat strong and steady like a drum that never misses a beat. Their weight stays exactly where it should be, as if time has forgotten to touch their bodies the way it touches everyone else. Most amazing of all, their minds stay sharp and clear, filled with memories and wisdom that shine like stars in a midnight sky. The secret lies in how shirataki noodles work inside your body like the most gentle and loving caretaker you could ever imagine. When you eat regular food, your blood sugar jumps up and down like a wild horse, making you feel energetic one moment and exhausted the next. But shirataki noodles release their nutrients so slowly and carefully that your body never has to struggle or work too hard. It is like the difference between drinking from a fire hose and sipping from a peaceful stream. Your body can take exactly what it needs, when it needs it, without any stress or strain. But there is something even more magical happening beneath the surface. Something that scientists are just beginning to understand. These transparent noodles do not just feed your body. They feed the tiny living creatures inside your stomach that keep you healthy and strong. Think of your digestive system like a beautiful garden, and these good bacteria are like helpful little gardeners who work day and night to keep everything growing perfectly. When you eat shirataki noodles, You're giving these microscopic friends exactly the kind of food they love most. And they reward you by making sure every part of your body works like a perfectly tuned musical instrument. The story becomes even more incredible when we discover what happens to people who make shirataki noodles a regular part of their daily lives. Like adding a drop of magic to every single meal. In the villages where this tradition has been passed down from grandmother to granddaughter for hundreds of years, doctors have found something that should not be possible, according to everything we thought we knew about aging. The people there are not just living longer, they are living better, with energy and joy that seems to flow from somewhere deep inside their very souls. Dr. Yamamoto, a researcher who has spent his entire career studying these remarkable communities, describes what he sees in terms that sound almost too wonderful to believe. He tells us about 90-year-old farmers who work in their gardens from sunrise to sunset. Their hands steady and their backs straight, moving with the grace of people half their age. He speaks of great-grandmothers who chase their great-grandchildren through rice fields, laughing and playing as if the years have touched them with butterfly wings instead of heavy stones. These are not rare exceptions or lucky accidents. This is what happens when your body receives exactly what it needs to heal itself from the inside out. The transformation begins in your stomach, where shirataki noodles work like the most patient and dedicated teacher you have ever met. As these translucent strands slowly dissolve, they create a gentle feeling of fullness that lasts for hours, as if you have eaten a satisfying meal without any of the heaviness that usually follows. Your hunger simply melts away like snow in springtime, but not because you are forcing yourself to eat less. Instead, your body finally feels truly nourished, perhaps for the first time in years. And it stops sending those desperate signals for more food that have been making you feel frustrated and defeated. At the same time, something beautiful is happening in your bloodstream, where sugar levels that may have been dancing wildly for decades finally learn to move in smooth, gentle waves. Imagine your blood sugar as a wild river that has been flooding and drying up unpredictably for years, leaving you feeling exhausted and confused. Shirataki noodles act like a wise engineer who builds the perfect dam, not to stop the river, but to help it flow exactly as nature intended. This steady, peaceful flow gives your body the consistent energy it needs to repair itself, cell by cell, day by day, like a master craftsman restoring a precious work of art. The weight loss that follows is not the harsh, punishing kind that leaves you feeling weak and miserable. Instead, it happens so naturally and gently that people often describe it as finally feeling like themselves again. After years of carrying around a heavy burden they never realized they were meant to put down, the pounds simply disappear, not because you are starving yourself, but because your body is finally working the way it was designed to work. Using food for energy instead of storing it as worry and frustration around your waist and hips. But perhaps the most remarkable gift that shirataki noodles offer is something that cannot be measured on any scale or seen in any mirror. People who eat them regularly report a sense of lightness that goes far beyond their physical body, a feeling of clarity and peace that seems to grow stronger with each passing day. They sleep more deeply, dream more vividly, and wake up each morning feeling as if they have been restored by something magical that happened while they slept. Their skin begins to glow with an inner light that has nothing to do with expensive creams or treatments, and everything to do with cells that are finally getting the nutrition they have been craving for so long. The preparation of shirataki noodles is almost as simple as the magic they create is profound. They come to you already cooked, packed in water like precious pearls waiting to be discovered. You simply rinse them under cool running water for a minute or two, letting the excess liquid drain away like washing stress from your shoulders after a long day. Then you can add them to any soup, stir-fry, or sauce, where they will absorb the flavors around them like a sponge soaking up sunshine, becoming whatever you need them to become. What makes this discovery even more precious is that shirataki noodles cost almost nothing compared to the expensive supplements and treatments that promise similar results but deliver only disappointment. They are available in most grocery stores, sitting quietly on the shelves like a secret that is hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone wise enough to recognize their incredible value. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can begin a journey toward the kind of vibrant health and longevity that the Japanese people have been enjoying for centuries, simply by adding these humble, worm-like noodles to your daily routine. As you consider everything you have learned about this remarkable food that looks like something from another world, remember that the most powerful changes often come in the smallest, most unexpected packages. The path to 20 extra years of vibrant, joyful life might be sitting right there in your local grocery store, waiting patiently for you to take the first gentle step toward the rest of your magnificent story.